So it's this other cat that pulls up, guy I never seen before. He pulls up in the car. He pulls up with another guy that's actually from our school that I had seen, and I didn't know him like that. But one thing, I remember we was on the bus one time, and the kid had this like chrome 45. So I knew that the other dude that he was with, you know what I'm saying, he was packing something. So anyway, this new dude I never seen, he's like, all right, we about to play ball. We about to start the game. But he said, I'm going to tell you like this. Went in the car, pulled out the 12 gauge Mossberg shotgun and was like, yo. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to welcome you back to another episode of LB Tales from the Hood. And today's episode is called Guns on the Court. Now today's episode is about when I was living in VA. We had a basketball court up at a local church not too far from where I live, where all of us guys from around the way would go play basketball and everything. So we'd be out there balling or whatever. One time the pastor came out and he let us know. He was like, look guys, you know, I know you like to play ball out here, you know, whatever, that's cool. We have no problem with it. But, you know, if some of the church kids are here, if they're in Sunday school or whatever, or if it was just Bible study, whatever they were doing during the week too, he was like, if they want to come out here and play, could we at least let them play or maybe incorporate in the game? So, you know, some of us guys like, cool. So anyway, this was a local hangout spot where we would go, maybe after school, weekends, whatever, to play ball. So this one particular time, I'm going up to the court. I must have been almost 15 years old. And I had my big homie with me, which my big homie eventually became my god brother. But for those who don't know, a big homie is somebody that's going to help show you around, like, especially when you're in certain situations you're not used to being in. Maybe they lived in the hood. And my big homie, he had moved all around the country. He'd been in different type of situations. So he had been in, you know, the craziest of things. So, you know, he was able to understand and navigate, you know, around, you know, certain situations that I wasn't used to, because a lot of this stuff was brand new to me. If you watch my last episode, you know, I went from New York to a fairly middle class neighborhood to Virginia, and we lived in the projects. We was in the hood. So it's a completely new experience to me. You know, I mean, it's the first time, you know, I'm going to sleep, you know, we're hearing gunshots, all type of things, you know, people are getting hurt around us, stuff like that. So this stuff was completely new to me, but this situation in particular was completely new to me. Because while I've seen stuff, just like when I was in school, I mentioned that our school was, you know, a large part of it was Caucasian, but it was one of them schools that also the hoods in the surrounding area ended up there too. So even though as far as maybe the black population might have only been, I don't know, 15% in the school, something like that, maybe 10%, whatever it was. I can't remember the exact numbers or whatever. I didn't even know at that time. It's some of the dudes that were here were hood dudes. So it's like one dude that was there, you know, I was in the ninth grade. I was in there with another kid. He was like in his early 20s. I think he might have been 20, something like that. And, you know, I asked him one time, he was still in the ninth grade. I said, yo, homie, you know, I got to befriend him a little bit. I'm like, why are you still here? I was like, you're not a dumb dude. It's like, and he was honest with me. He said, look, man, he said, I'm going to show you why. I used to wear this long coat in gym class. He opened it up. You know, he had his piece on him. I don't remember what it was, 945, whatever. He had, you know, he had other stuff. He made his sales. He's like, I got that sticky. He had, you know, dog food. You know what I'm saying? China White, for those who know what it is, whatever. He's like, I'm making good bread over here. He's like, why would I leave this? Actually, I think that was the last year he was there, because they said if he didn't pass and move on, they was booting him out of the school. So I think he was only there like a year or so. But the point is, this was, you know, I was around stuff that I wasn't really used to being around like that. When I was a younger kid, younger shorty, I used to go to the park, like in one of my previous stories I said too, I saw red tops when I was in like elementary school on the ground. And I see dudes sitting on the park bench doing what they're doing. Whatever they was doing, I ain't hang around for that. I went to school. After school, I might play a little ball or whatever, or in the school, you know, thing, go home. But, you know, it was more like where I was in the situation now, stuff was more up close and personal. So the story begins like this. You know, I'm with the big homie. He actually is about two and a half years older than me, but like I said, he's been around. So with the big homie at the park, we're about to play ball. A bunch of us guys, me, him, and a couple other guys, you know, from my projects that I knew. We was there. It was maybe about 3 or 4 of them. So it's this other cat that pulls up, guy I never seen before. He pulls up in the car. He pulls up with another guy that's actually from our school that I had seen, and I didn't know him like that. But one thing, I remember we was on the bus one time, and the kid had this like chrome 45. So I knew that the other dude that he was with, you know what I'm saying, he was packing something. So anyway, this new dude I never seen, he's like, all right, we about to play ball. We about to start the game. But he said, I'm going to tell you like this. Went in the car, pulled out the 12 gauge Mossberg shotgun and was like, yo. He cocked that big boy, put it right in front of his car door or whatever, right on the side. He said, all right. He said, we going to play ball. But he said, the first person that fouled me hard, or I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's like hand checking me too much, he was like, you're done. He said, I'm going to make the big boy bark. So it was new to me. I'm like, damn. I'm like, you know, I could visibly see the other kids from the project was nervous. You know, nobody wants to get shot. We didn't come out there for that. So I'm like, darn, man, I'm back. And I'm telling the big homie, I'm like, yo, what we going to do? I mean, even though this situation is new to me, you know, it's like, you know, I understood with hood dynamics, I was still learning it and the mentality of being there. But one thing I knew is that you just can't run away from a situation. Because I know a lot of people are going to say, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you get away from it? Believe you me, I wanted to get out of there as fast as possible. I was nervous. It was new to me. I was scared. You know, I'm like, what am I going to do? But I'm like, I can't visibly panic. I'm like, because, you know, people, they smell fear in you in the hood. And if I panic, it's going to be a wrap for me. Who knows where it's going to go? It can go left. So I see my homeboy is visibly calm. You know, we don't have any weapons. It's not even like we could defend ourselves if he was to go off. And I knew, like I said, he showed me what he had. His man I knew had the 45. So his man wasn't even playing ball. His man was standing off to the side, you know, like this, patting his waist like he gripped up. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, that cat's right there. This one showed us what he got right there. So I'm talking to the big homie, why are you so calm? What are we going to do? He said, look here, man. He said, I'm going to keep it real with you. He said, already you know that we can't run because if we run or if we leave, it look like we're probably going to snitch. We're going to tell somebody. If they think we're going to tell, you're going to get shot in your back. Or if you don't get it today, you're going to get it another day. Because they're going to be like, yo, that's a snitch right there. And if you don't get it from them, once you're known and the project is being a snitch or scared, that's it. You fooled. People are gonna, you know, they're gonna come at you. They're gonna attack you. They're gonna try to clown you. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You be lucky. You get beat up at, you know, at best, and at the worst, you could lose your life. So it's like that's why running wasn't an option. They could think that you're going to snitch or tell, or they could have thought, oh, they, you know, we showed them ours. Maybe they some dudes that might be a little about it. Maybe they're leaving because they're going to get theirs. So you never know. That could ensue, and they'd be like, nah, we gotta prevent that from happening. So it's a crazy situation all around. Like I said, I wanted to just, in my head, I'm like, this is crazy. This is. I didn't sign up for this. I just came here to play ball with my friends or whatever. But people I thought my friends and you know, the big homie. So he was like, look, man, he said, I'm gonna tell you like this. He said, I'm not worried because he said, we're going to get out there, we're going to play our game. And he know when I play, I go hard. I go hard in the paint, man. I mean, I'm not fouling, but, you know what I'm saying, I was working on my defense. I would always stick people, you know what I'm saying, close. When we playing ball, I'm not letting you move. I'm trying to shut you down, trying to throw your shot, trying to steal the ball. He said, play your game how you do it. He said, he said if the situation arises where homeboy look like he's going for that, or let's say you do actually foul him or accidentally whatever, he said, don't even worry about it. He said, because think about it. He said, we're here in the court. He's like, the car's there. You see where he put the pump shotty right there. He said he has to leave the court to get to that gun. So he's like, if you're playing the game and he, you know, flip on us and he looked like he's going to get it, he said, let me deal with Duke. And he said, you know what I'm saying? He said, I'm going to hit the dude with the 1-2, boom, bap, you done. And he's like, while I'm handling him, he's like, you good? And I said, but I said, the thing about it is, he said, the thing is, he said, remember, he has to get to the gun. But I'm like, his man over there is not playing. He's over there gripped up. Like he waiting for something to happen. His man's like, yeah, you know, what you going to do? So he said, look, he said, as soon as it go down, and he was like, if the dude goes for the gun, he said, I'm going to handle the dude going for the pump shotty. But he said, what you're going to have to do is, he said, as soon as I start handling the dude, he said, you're going to have to get to the pump before the other dude can, you know what I'm saying, up on us and start dumping, which basically means just start shooting. So I was like, damn. And he said, I'm going to need you to carry your part, because he said, look, he was like, if I'm dealing with that, he was like, that other dude can fire on me. So he's like, after I knock dude out, you know he can start firing and I can get hit, somebody else can get hit. So he said, I'm going to need you to get there. And he's like, it's self-defense. He was like, we didn't come here for that. No. You know what I'm saying? But he said it's self-defense. They brought the weapons to the court, and then it's what it is. I was like, whew. I said, damn. So I I said, the big homie seemed like he's calm. I'm taking my breath. I'm like, I'm gonna get out there and play my game. So we get into the game. We playing the game. Boom, sticking dude, and it just so happened that the dude that put the shotgun in the court, I happened to be guarding him. The rest of the dudes I was with, they were scared, and I remember they was joking too. Some of the other kids, from my project was like, yeah, it was like, you better not foul him. You can't play him like you usually. Play dudes with a tight D. It was like, you found him, it's a rap. They started little jokes or whatever. I'm like, whatever, playing my game, doing my thing, He going up for the ball. I'm trying to send it across the court, going for the steal or whatever. So, game's done. We finish or whatever. I don't remember who won or lost or whatever. So I remember the dude that put the shotgun down that had threatened everybody. He came to me and said, yo, shorty. He was like, yo, man. He was like, I'm going to be honest with you. I got mad respect for you because he was like, you ain't play me like no chump. He was like, He said, you played your game. You played hard. He was like, He's like, street ball. He was like, you really ain't, foul. Might have been a little light hand check, but he was like, I respect you, shorty. Gave me a pound. It was cool, man. Gave us a salute. Dudes got in their car and pulled off, and I was like, whew. It was like a lump after. A couple times during the game, I was like, damn. I'm playing the time. I'm like, I'm gonna do my thing, and like I said, at the end of the day, I made it through it, and I was like, whew. I was like, this is one for the books. So that was the first time I was in a situation like that. The first time I've been in a situation with dudes was, showed us what they got. They pulled out. They upped on us. It wouldn't be the last time, unfortunately. That happens. That comes with being in the hood, and unfortunately, even if you're not, trying to be a part of that lifestyle, trouble sometimes finds you. You're not looking for trouble, it'll find you in the hood or wherever. It can find you anywhere. You don't have to be in the hood. I've been in situations outside of the hood, and in certain type of situations, but it is what it is. But it taught me a valuable lesson. It taught me, first of all, you can't run from your problems, or you can't run from an issue. If you run from your issue, the issue's going to end up chasing you. And especially with hood dynamics or hood politics, it's different. It's different. And it's one thing to remember, when you're in the outside world, sometimes a lot of dudes carry that hood mentality. It doesn't work in the corporate structure. It doesn't work in in other situations, some stuff that works in the hood. So you have to have that balance. You got to know okay, I'm in here. This is when I have to operate a certain type of way. But like I said, it taught me, don't run from your issues, stand up to your problems. And when you face your demons or you face your bullies, a lot of times you'll see that it really is nothing really holding it up. Once you go through the situation, it's like it's a big scary monster till you go through it. And it's like somebody stuck the pin and deflated the big scary monster. So after it was like, whew. Like I said, that was a hard hood lesson I learned at 14, almost 15 years old. So just something I wanted to share with you. Episode was Guns in the Court. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. Hopefully you guys will never be in that situation, because I tell these stories not for, it's not to be like, yeah, hood stories. It's not even about that. I don't even really like telling stories like that, because it's the fact that, a lot of people might take it the wrong way, and they'll start to view you different, even though it had nothing to do with me. They're like, oh, you went through that. But I'm like, I feel that people can learn from it, because I would actually like for us to change the mentality, because that's a negative, that's that inward mentality, that thinking, as far as you have to bring weapons to the court, or you even have to, try to threaten people like that. And like I said, I don't know, maybe he really wasn't intent on shooting people, but you never know. Like the big homie told me, you never know a person's mentality. He could be fronting. He could have just been pulling out and flashing it, just saying, I'm going to scare these little dudes. Or maybe his mentality was he was messed up. I don't know. Maybe he was a little high. I don't know. Maybe his mom was like, yo, hate my life. I'm going to threaten some little dudes. But I know one thing, at the end of the day, I earned his respect. And I actually never seen dude, not that I remember, back in the court after that. So he might have came through, just wanted to get into something that day, see what it was. But it is what it is. Like I said, all's well that ends well. And that concludes this story of Guns in the Court. So you know what I'm about to do? Just chill to the next episode. See you guys back soon for the next episode of LB Tales from the Hood. LB signing now. Peace.